Yo, hello everyone. Let's talk about the recent update. I think it's fine, especially that they. I find it very cool that they introduced Babel Tower, and Babel Tower is now kind of it's challenging. Even though these are just generic stages, but if you uh, turn up the difficulty, you're gonna see how insane it is and how mad how mad it is and how the constructs perform under certain conditions. Pretty fun. But I stopped at 222. I could I think I could go slightly higher, but I just didn't want anymore. Then you can just go and farm these stages. I personally prefer QL7, one of the best stages actually. Um, it takes no more than 1 minute, especially with Alpha. You can do it also with Dark Watanabe, but I prefer to do it with Alpha since, the cream de la cream. What do you want? It's a very freaky unit. So yeah, and after that you go to area supply, see what you can get, and I got a few more Bethlands, all these things, weapon enhanced memory, comp packs, construct EXP pods, and all the club materials, skill points. Because I'm preparing for the next event, we will introduce a new construct, a new S rank construct as Bianca. Bianca Verity. She's one of the best. She's pretty top notch lightning DPS. Don't sleep on her. By the way, talking about not sleeping on constructs, you shouldn't sleep on this dude either. Like yeah. I need to wait a moment. Go here, set up, blah 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 blah. Yeah, this is. So I decided um, to take Cody, Darwin, and 2x Bethlehem. He performed pretty well with it, especially you can just spam the ultimate, and they'll do it. Quite useful, really useful, very strong. So yeah, it's a pretty sick unit. You can definitely say that this dude isn't. This construct is not an A rank. He's not an A rank. He doesn't perform like A rank. He performs way better than that. When you have a look at it, S Lee, S Karina, she's pretty good fire DPS. Like she does a lot of damage. She can hit really hard, and when you compare her to him and see how he performed, even at A rank, when I just got him, it was A rank, and I decided to evolve him to S rank because I got another dupe, so I decided to evolve him to S rank, and well, dude, he was performing really well, like really well. I was like, this ain't an A rank. This is a S rank in disguise, absolutely. Yeah, and it's a must-have unit. You really need this unit for Warzone or any stages where he can shine, since he takes on multiple enemies. Pretty impressive. Even though now we all know that Alpha is the cream de la cream, so she's absolutely insanely powerful. Like, I mean, lore Alpha, lore wise, she is so absolutely overpowered. I think she could even easily she could deal with compositors. She can deal with tanks, compositors. I mean, she had to be nerfed a bit because she is literally overpowered. She is, and people who slept on her or didn't get her or just wasted their black cards. I'm not trying to discriminate anyone, but wasting black cards and then on our constructs and sleeping on this one, I think it's not one of the best decisions. This character is insanely powerful. So I have two setups, one for Warzone and one against bosses. So I replaced two patterns with 2x Frederick. It works in any case. but I prefer to use pattern in Warzone, simply because you can accumulate a lot of orbs and just spam these sword waves. And turns out, and it's not so easy to, it's not so hard to play, simply because you don't have to. When you're playing with 2x Frederick, you always have to keep your stakes, which means you can dodge 3 times. And if you keep that stake, you can always have that 15% damage bonus. But the problem is, sometimes you need to reposition or whatever, and one mistake and everything can just fall apart, and you don't have this with pattern, especially when you're crowded. Sometimes when you're crowded, you're like, oh god, now I have to concentrate so hard, and one mistake and it's all down, really. You don't want to dodge all the time 3 times again. But when it comes to boss fights, you can use 2x Frederick, and it will this setup will outperform pattern big time. Will outperform pattern. You don't even need four pieces of Frederick. You just need 2 pieces of Frederick. I chose to get 5 and 6 and replace these 2, and this character just eliminates bosses like, well, we all know she's absolutely powerful. I'm not going to repeat it all day. We all know it, yeah. But yeah, this one is also very cool. Really cool. I like him much more than a physical Watanabe. Well, he isn't weak. He can inflict nice amount of damage, but when you compare him to, you could probably even compare him to Lee. I mean, when it comes to single target, he's more or less, yeah, single target damage. I think you should use him with Cody as well, since he has his ultimate, which you could spam his ultimate, which can then damage multiple enemies. I think that would make sense. But I wouldn't say that he's weaker than Astley. He does a lot of damage, and his core passive isn't weak. This is a burst type character, but when you compare him to that one, you can't just compare it. This is absolutely insane. But well, so much about it. It's gonna be, like I said before, it's gonna be Bianca. Don't sleep on her too. She's really freaking powerful. And by the way, before I go on and show you that I didn't have to wail for this skin and for portrait, I want to show you, tell you a few things about Lucia Dawn. Now, Lucia Dawn is now flashy. I mean, she has some nice moves, but you know what I don't like? She's high maintenance, high risk, and not so high reward. I mean, I would rate her lower than, just my personal opinion. I would rate her lower when any of the A rank, like S Bianca, performs much better. He physical Watanabe performs so much better, in my opinion. I would say she is no more useful than Annie Lee. Yeah. Since you can have a look if you wish to. Like imagine you go into a battle with her, yes, and you will have to mark enemies with blue and yellow orbs. Now, you could just, if you are far away, you just pull them to you, yeah. And when you do this one, you have a circle. I think the circle is way too small. And the other problem is that when you're really crowded, there are multiple enemies trying to hit you. Oh, it can actually become a really big problem. In her big ass, slow ass animation. Now, see, so every time you would have to set this one. I mean, she's interesting to play, and I mean, she is not really a bad idea. I mean, she's really not I mean, the idea behind this construct is good. Yeah, could be really sick damage dealer, but when you think about its utility and how fragile she is, she's really fragile. And really risky to play, unlike Lucia Lotus, which is way easier to play, way easier. She doesn't need to mark anything. She is easy to use and can still do some nice amount of damage for being a base B rank class, yeah, base B rank character. So it's kind of disappointing. I mean, it's my opinion, but I've been playing her for a while, and I was like, nope, I'm not going to invest in her that much. I might actually evolve her to S rank. I'm going to do that, so I have more characters for Babel and so on. But I think it's not really worth. She's not really worth more unless she gets buffed. I mean, after the buff, because she's going to get buffed, she's going to perform much better. Like I've seen a few videos about it, and yeah, after that she becomes viable. Now she won't be able to sail as Bianca, but definitely she won't be mediocre. She's still she. That's the moment where she will become actually useful. So it's risky to play with her. You need to be experienced, but it's also rewarding, so you have fun. She's very fun to play, stylish, yeah, but technical. It's not just unga bunga. You need to know what you're doing with her, but she will also dish out a lot, nice amount of damage. So I hope that buff comes as soon as possible, because no, I don't want this character just to sit on the bank and into nothing. Like it will be so bad. Well, let's see, guys. Now I wanted to show you something else. When you go here, well, Volatile Priestess, you go to the Straylight Terminal, and then go to event. I had to pull only 11 times, so I did single pulls. I didn't do these multi 5-time pulls. I just did single pulls, and it turns out that it wasn't a bad decision. Maybe I was just really lucky, and I got both a portrait and the skins. I think it's around 20 euros that I spent in total. It's pretty sick. I mean, this skin is pretty sick. I mean, it looks really cool. Like, it just looks so stylish. Instead of this, where is it? I mean, I just had enough of that one, and I was like, yeah, get this one if possible. If not, I wouldn't really care that much. But well, since I have her, it's pretty cool. But I'm definitely not going to get a list, because this is like around 3k serum, and if you pump 3k serum into those dungeons, you might actually get something else instead, like really something that can take you way further in the game instead of having this. But if you like, I mean, if you are someone who likes games that much, I mean, this game looks really good. I mean, maybe it's even. I mean, it does look very good. But other than that, I would focus more on obtaining materials as much as possible. Yeah, so much about it. So that's everything, guys. Let's wait for the next update. It's going to be sooner or later, like after like 22 days, there's going to be next update, and well, that's when we will get as Bianca, and probably his signature weapon, because it does make a difference. Since she's top notch, really top damage dealer, I might actually get her signature as well. Maybe not. Let's see. We will see about that later on. Okay, guys, so much about it. See ya. Have fun playing this game. Stay motivated.